Welcome back, and in this segment we will be talking about learning how to make use of our time. In addition, we will be learning also about the wheel of life and how to make the best out of it. And joining us right now in the studio is Dr. Nermine Ismail, and she is learning and development consultant for the wheel of life, as well as a time management consultant as well. Good morning. And
good morning.
Good morning. So, from the name, Wheel of Life, and I believe we are all inside this wheel.
Yes.
Tell us more about what is the Wheel of Life and how far we can work on this.
Actually, Wheel of Life is personalized. It's not generalized for everyone. It's very customizable. So you put a circle, a big one, and you start dividing what is your life or what you want to be or to have in this wheel. You have to have your social life there. You can divide your family. Actually, I do put my family, my small family and my big family in a different axis, okay? And as if it's a pie, and you are cutting this pie into slices. Health is one of the
It is on daily
issues.
Basis.
No. It is
in general.
Yes, it's a general thing you do. You can go from now and do it for yourself and see it's a planning thing, okay? And then you can revisit it every now and then, maybe quarterly, monthly. It depends on your plan. And this is very helpful to diagnose where you stand now and where you want to be in the future, okay? So you put your health, your beauty time, your leisure time, your intellectual time, your relationship time, social life, spiritual life, everything you want in this circle, you put it in an axis, okay? And then you start putting where, this is very subjective, of course. You can start now telling yourself, where am I stand from my health, okay? Maybe you can separate health and dental health. It depends on you, okay? Yes, I have to do checkups every year, so I do not do checkups every year, but I do it every 2 years, so I'll put myself 3 out of 10 in this area. And I'll plan in 2017, I'll do better of this, I'll be 7 perhaps. And then we start planning closing this gap, okay? So I will do checkup with the doctor every 6 months, I'll do a dental checkup and so forth. I pray perhaps regularly, yet I do not do extra prayers. I have to learn more about religion. So I stand in number 5, okay, I want to go to number 10, what shall I do? I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And take this and cascade it on every and each, okay, point of your life balance, and here you come with a big plan. And I always say that if you do not plan, you will die, and this is true. By dying here, it's not.
But I want to say to say something regarding planning. I always say also that we don't plan to fail, but we fail to plan.
Yes,
and if you is the most important part.
If you fail to plan, you will die. Okay, so put this also in your dictionary, and you have to work according to this. Yet a small plan. I do. I have a very big planner in my place. Okay, it's a 12-month planner. People can do a plan for a week. People can do plan. Separate this from work. Okay, work you have to do a plan, a yearly plan, maybe 3 years plan. In marketing, we do a 3 years plan. Okay, this is the least we can. Anticipating the future is a major thing. Yet for females like us, on the separate part of your life, you can do it weekly, you can do it bi-monthly, it depends on you. So this is very important for you to know where you stand, what do you need from life, okay? Apart from having work-life balance, there is something called life-life balance. I said so, this is how I see things. It's not only work-life balance. What about your life-life balance? Okay, do you have to stay with your kids all the time? You do not go shopping for yourself. You have to have leisure time. You have to have entertainment for you in order for you to keep on.
So you have to find a way to reach satisfaction, in other words?
Yes. If you are not satisfied, you're not going to satisfy anyone. You're going to fall shortly. And then it's females here in Egypt now or everywhere, they're like dominoes. If you fall, everyone will fall after you. Okay. So I have to pamper yourself from time to time. Start with females. It's very important for us.
Now, to what extent would that lead to changing our outlook on life?
You have to see things right from the beginning, okay? You have to be very clear and honest with yourself, okay? Where you want to go. Sometimes your vision for your life is different from hers, from mine. So number one, you have to see yourself where you want to be at the age of 40, where you want to be at the age, if you're 25, at the age of 30, if you are 18, at the age of 25, where you want to work, how do you want to see your life going, so, and plan for this. Sometimes there are things will go for sure out of our plans, so you have to revisit and you keep on standing up and do another plan, revisit your plan, and so forth.
I think the challenging part now is, if you want to talk about the wheel of life, we have also to talk about the time management and the procrastination, right? Because this is the most important part. And I think we are all, this is our main challenge on our daily basis, actually.
Yes, this is extremely true. In time management, I'm a good time manager. I love time management, okay?
But it differs from the paper to the reality. And
yes,
I think
it happens. You have to be flexible with yourself. You do not to be harsh. You can do a plan, okay, and you can postpone things to tomorrow, but you have to know why you postponed it, okay? You procrastinate. Why did you procrastinate? Or you postponed your work till tomorrow or next day, or you don't have even a deadline. Is it because you cannot do the job, or because you don't have the resources, or because you're of doing the job, or what is the cause, okay? And start doing gap analysis. This is a big word, right? But we always do this, but we do not name it. So if you see yourself, you procrastinated your shopping time because you come on yourself, okay? You have other priorities, so you have to start putting yourself, maybe on the weekend you can do this from the beginning, and you plan it on the weekend.
But this means when it comes to the time management schedule that there must be a space for procrastination. If I want to postpone something for next week or something, so there must be a flexible time in between for anything. Just as you mentioned, because sometimes we put a schedule, yes, you have time management, a schedule, but very harsh, that you can never put something in between.
Yes, true. I always start, this is extremely good point, let me tell you. In time management, there are things which are important and urgent. And if you put all your things in important and urgent, you will be extremely stressed. Okay, so you have to be always running. What I always do to have this space of flexibility, because we are human beings, I start early. So if I have to do something in 2 weeks from now, I have to do it, I can start now, okay? So I have this flexibility time of postponing things. Hence, I'm not going to say it's a procrastination, I will say it is postponing. So you put most of your work in not urgent yet important. So do not let the stress comes to you.
I know someone who starts 5 o'clock in the morning and it's all urgent, it's all
important. Okay, so I'll sit with her. I have always ways of fixing things.
And the day is not enough.
Okay, so you have to have delegation. Delegation is an important thing in
and nowadays you cannot find someone to delegate to.
And
I'll help you.
That would bring us to an important issue, which is how can we manage the wheel of life during stress time and frustration.
Actually, now in Egypt, most of us are very stressed. Females are extremely stressed. You asked me last week about this point, who are more stressed. I don't have statistics, but if I say that to my, who comes and get life coaching and regularly, they're females, because they cannot delegate. Sometimes they do not trust anyone. Sometimes they do not find someone to delegate or make a leverage. The point is about planning and find the right person. So after the social media is there, so you can always ask for help from friends, and if you do not know anything, they can help you. There are sometimes in the traffic, of course it will cost you money, but if you have money, you can spend it. Sometimes you have money and they don't even think how to spend it to leverage and have your space, time, and so forth. So the point is that this does not come easy. As we were discussing, it's not easy. It's not only words, but it can come a reality. You have to stop, sharpen your saw, as we always say, okay? Sharpen your saw and start from the beginning. Do a plan. Put yourself as a priority. You are a priority. You have to have your leisure time. You have to have a relaxation. You have to sleep well, okay? You have to sleep early sometimes. It's not...
it's hard to sleep early.
It's not really early. You don't have to get after 12. It's not like, and you start at 8 o'clock. It's not good on the long term. Of course, it can happen sometimes. It's not that... Flexibility has to be there. We're human beings after all. We are not robots. If we are not robots, we're going to start... even robots have flaws.
Yeah. Well, what about being satisfied with one's own self? Would that help us in making the right decisions or not necessarily?
Of course. Right decisions comes from a clearer mind, okay? If you have a clearer mind, you are going to do the right... You're going to prepare for the decision, making the decision, and taking the decision will be easier for you. So clear minds come from satisfied persons. Okay, satisfied person differs. What is your satisfactory level? What do you need from life? This is what I was telling you. What is your vision? Where you want to go? Where you see yourself? Do you see yourself a good mother? Do you see yourself an excellent presenter? Do you see yourself a beautiful female? A full comprehensive person? So start with this, and then you'll get satisfaction.
Right. Talking about the time management and about the quick rhythm of life as well, because again, just as you mentioned, even sometimes that you cannot find time for yourself. And I believe this is common among all the females, and not only females, but also the males as well, because we have to be logic. Many actually males are helping as well. But the point is, again, if I want to start with time management or to put for myself the schedule, taking into consideration that all what I'm doing, top priority, how can I do it?
First, you have to do some rituals for yourself. If you pray 5 times a day or 3 times, or what it depends on the religion, you have to put this as a basic. Is this your basic, actually? Rituals makes people happier. And, for example, if you want to drink coffee in the morning, this is a ritual. If you want to go to exercise, it's a... So fix things for yourself first. You put yourself a priority. You are a priority. This is what I was going to say everyone I meet. This is what I say to everyone I meet in any lecture, in any one-to-one coaching. So start with putting rituals, okay? Secondly, start early. This is very important, not only in the morning, okay? Start early planning. Yes. Thirdly, you have to sleep well. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I do not sleep and I work, I go to work.
But if you're going to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and
sleep
have a
at
full
11.
Day, for sure at 9 you will fall asleep.
Yes.
I know someone who's like this.
Yes,
actually.
this is very healthy, by the way. This is very healthy, and you're not missing anything, okay? This is new in life. Yani you have to know that most of the foreign countries, they sleep early. Yes. And we used to sleep early and come up early. That's why work was going better. Our relationship were better. If you do not sleep well, you have to know that your relationship may be jeopardized very...
Yes. Well, I think I need to follow your instructions because Nashwa sleeps early. I'm a late person. I'm a night person, so I can wake up early, but still I'll be sleeping very late. And that would make me ask you, what are the external factors that can affect our life and affect our wheel of life?
Lots of external factors. Actually, there are factors we cannot... we live in 2 environments, by the way, okay? The big one we cannot control, which may be our financial, our economic status, our political status, our weather we cannot change, right? So this is the big wheel, okay? We cannot control it, so you have to adapt with it, okay? The weather is very cold, you have to... jacket, okay? You do not have to cry every day, it's too cold, it's so cold. It's winter, by the way, okay? This is what affects us, the big wheel. Our political situation, for everyone, we cannot change anything, okay? We can always do our work and then we get satisfaction from this. We cannot change the dollar price on our level, okay? So you have to adapt. The smaller environment, it's a macro environment. This is your job, your friends, your family. Start getting away or running away from people who gives you negative energy. See what makes you happy. What are your fillers? What are your drainers? Who drains from you the energy, okay? What wastes your time? This is very important. You have to know, maybe sometimes it's not a person, maybe a technology wastes your time, and by the end of the day, you don't feel happy, okay? You are dragged because you stay on Facebook or social media for 1 or 2 hours per day, and then you can find yourself an hour to go, for example, to the hairdresser. So
I consider that social media nowadays is the negative side, actually. I don't know why, but...
I take it from the positive side. You have to...
But You know, talking about this, actually, forget about us, because again, let me be realistic. It's not going to work with us, people like us. But what about our children, the new generation? Because the challenge is that because I'm like this, I'm scared that my children will be the same like me. I want to teach them time management since an early age,
Yes.
so as to they can achieve something actually.
Actually, you are brilliant, by the way. Starting early is very important, and it is proved successful, okay? Give them a specific time of the day to use their laptops, computers, phones, fixed time of the day.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only way you can do. And if you leave it just like this, you're going
You're
to...
talking only about IT in general, or the social media, or
Well,
in general?
I'm talking about the social media.
No, I'm talking in
generally speaking.
Yes, of
okay,
course.
tell them
To have their schedule, if they're going to practice sports, exercises, studying, preparing for the exams, going out with their friends. You know, most of the kids, they are doing whatever they want at any time they want to do it.
You have to both be the role model. Okay, first of all, you have to start giving them, tempt them with a planner, a very nice one. There are very colorful ones, and they have to start writing. I believe that writing is very important, and give them, motivate them, okay? It all comes with motivation. If you do your plan well, excellent, and you give them stars, you give them sweets, whatever, healthy, whatever.
That chart,
Yes, this is very important. And you can put it on the wall. And I love the planners on the wall, okay? You don't have to ruin the wall, by the way, but you have to give them motivation. Yes, you did it excellent. You achieved this, tick, right. You did it this right, take the bonus. You're going to go out with your friends. Although it was planned to go out with his friends, but he has to link that planning and being successful, because this is planned for their successful life. You have to know this.
Yes.
As you said, if you do not plan, you are planning to fail. This is exactly what you were saying.
Since we're talking about children, and I've noticed that with my nieces, that actually it's very hard now to get them to read a book. They are always on the tabs, although they are quite young. And if you remove the tab from their hands, they'll nag, it will be annoying that eventually their parents give them the tab. And we know they no longer read stories. I remember when we were young, we used to read a lot of stories. You feel that their imagination is not as before. And how can we face that? How can we counter the idea that now everything is done on the tablet, and it's mainly games and things that is just there, and it just hinders their imagination and creativity, in addition, of course, to the knowledge, because it's all about games and video games and so on and so forth.
It's still... You have to know that there are books on tablets. It's okay. If they need to, I would like to read books on tablets. It is there for kids as well, yet specific time. This time is for games, and this time for reading. They have to know, actually, reading is very important. Their imagination is very good, their creativity is very good because of the games, but sometimes there are games which does not really fit their age, or we do not want people to get in contact with only their, because we're human beings, with their laptops or their tabs or whatever is the technology
but
tool.
You know what, in this respect, again, it's the mother.
Yes.
If you started to read with your child every day at the age of 2 years old, he will start actually, and he will be able to...
But I believe it's never too late, but starting early is better, okay? Motivation is very important. Mothers, if they leave their kids without any control, they want to relax, okay, and they don't have time, so they give them the tabs. We have to put a stop for this, because it's not going to get us anywhere. If you want to develop the country, the house, if you want to get happier, satisfied, so everyone has to know what he has to do, okay, and when he has to do it. It's not a police thing, it's not an army, yet it is important to maybe to give an hour after homework. So nothing is very loose. You don't have to know that so you were raised on a plan as well.
So we have to do time management.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Nermine Ismail, Learning and Development Consultant for the Wheel of Life, as well as time management. Thank you very much for this interview. Thank you. And we will be back after the break for more, so stay with us on Breakfast Show.
The group of the 9 Inuit gods of Heliopolis, and that's on a chapel built in Heliopolis from the time of King Zoser from the 3rd dynasty. The creed of Osiris spread by the beginning of the 6th dynasty, as he was mentioned in the texts of the pyramids. The deceased king was united with him in the netherworld and became Osiris. Through the first intermediate period, his cult was widely spread. When every ordinary deceased was called Osiris, then his name followed. Osiris has taken many titles, amongst which are Wen Nefer, or the beautiful